Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we are a little under a week away from Major League Baseball starting. Orioles have had I would say a bad offseason. I don't know any other way to describe it. It's bad. Injury related and both who they let go and who they brought in. I'm not really happy. Sure what the hell Michael Elias is doing, but he is the GM and apparently he thinks he knows better. Maybe he does. We're going to find out. You see, I'm on massinsports.com. Let's get to a few injuries. Yes, these are more key injuries that more happened in the offseason. Not like, say, something like Bradish or Wells not starting the year. We kind of knew that because they didn't have their Tommy John surgery or their brace fix up of a Tommy John procedure till mid-season-ish. So the likelihood that they'll be ready until mid-season it's very unlikely. Talking about Grayson Rodriguez here having a few elbow issues, or maybe just one elbow issue. Now, it is somewhat of a old issue, a few weeks, a month ago-ish. Now, they are hopeful that Grayson Rodriguez will pitch this year. It's just, and he has been cleared to resume throwing. But because of the off season and then a few weeks into spring training is when he got shut down, the organization feels that Grayson Rodriguez needs to go through a spring training type rehab again. Essentially, start spring training over is a word that Brandon Hyde and the writer of this article, Rock Kabako, is saying. How long? Don't know. A month-ish. Could be longer. 5 weeks. Pretty disappointing. Especially with Bradish and Wells not ready either. Talk about another injury. More of a potential coming back from an injury. Felix Bautista. Again, this article written by Rock Kabako. We're very hopeful that Felix would be ready for the start of this season. It seems up in the air, as you can see the headline here. Up in the air. What the hell are you talking about? He missed all of last year. How is he not ready? Maybe is it because you waited so long for him to have surgery? He got injured in August of, 23? And he didn't have his surgery until February 24? Maybe that's why he's not ready yet. Because you were busy pissing around. What the hell is he not ready for? How is he not ready? It is somewhat concerning. He's not ready. Is he ever going to be able to pitch again? Is he ever going to be able to be effective again? I'm calling that into question right now if he's not ready to go. Now, depending on who you talk to, he's ready to go or he isn't ready to go. There is a chance that he will miss the first week-ish of the season, and there's a chance that he makes the roster. But why is it in question? It doesn't seem like they can keep their starters healthy. And it doesn't seem like they can keep the relievers healthy. Because Kittredge is injured. I'll talk about Kittredge in a minute. Maybe what this team and this organization needs to invest in is better people to run the pitching staff. Or at least to help them recover. Because apparently you can't keep arms healthy or lower body. You can't keep pitchers healthy, period. Is that a Major League Baseball problem or is that a Baltimore Orioles problem? Well, little column A, a little column B, maybe a little more towards it's a Major League Baseball problem. The overhand motion is not a natural motion of the arm and therefore creates a lot of problems. And one of my knocks on Felix Bautista is he's pretty far over the top. The further you go from overhand to, let's say, a sidearm or a three-quarter type arm slot, yeah, the more overhand you are, the more likely you're going to have an arm injury. And he's got such a violent delivery. But they are saying that he's reaching up there to mid to high 90s. I'm like, okay, cool. How long can that go for? Because he still hasn't. Has he pitched a full year? He did pitch. No, he didn't, because when he got the closer job, he didn't start the year. So he still hasn't pitched a full season in Major League Baseball out of the bullpen. That's not good. All right, enough of the negative with the injuries, because there will be some negative here with some of the signings. I'm probably going to butcher the shit out of this name, but we'll see how that goes. Tamayuki Sagano, starting pitcher from Japan. Yeah, the Orioles finally signed a somewhat big Japanese player. Feel like when some of these international guys, especially some from the Japanese league, the Orioles are out of the running because they just don't have the money that, let's say, a New York or an LA has. They have signed a few of these international folks. I can't remember everybody's name. They really haven't worked out too well for the Orioles. Mostly because if they're in the Orioles' price range, they're either not that good or there is some question whether they can stay healthy in Major League Baseball environment. Big difference between the Japanese league and Major League Baseball is most Major League Baseball teams go with a 5-man rotation. For the most part, everybody's pitching one day a week, where there is that one, maybe even two guys that are pitching twice in a week. Well, it's not like that in Japan. They do go with a 6-man rotation and only play, at least from some of the information that I've gathered, they only play 6 games a week, and that one day is for an off day. So only going to pitch in once a week. They are expected to go longer into the game, or deeper into the game. So is that going to be a problem here? Zagano was 25 instead of 35. I might say it's not an issue, but he is 35. Wow. I feel like as far as position players are going, and Michael Elias has drafted heavy in position players, it's always, let's see the kids. Especially during the rebuild. I want to bring the kids up. We got to get the kids up here, the young Orioles, and get them the experience. Well, it's not like that on the pitching side of it because they ain't got no kids. It's like all their pitchers have kids themselves. Yeah, 35. $13 million 1-year contract. That's a theme, especially for the pitchers. I'm assuming that's because they expect Bradish and they expect Wells to come back. So when you sign guys like Zagano here, and we'll go to another article, this article written by Rock Kubatko, another article written by Mr. Kubatko, Charlie Morton also signed to a 1-year deal. Again, that's because they expect Bradish and Wells to be here for a while, though I don't expect Wells to stay as a starter. Tommy John surgery, got shut down 1 year, got shut down last year because he had to have his Tommy John surgery repaired. Sorry, I don't think Tyler Wells is cut out to be a starter. I just don't. Oh, and how old is this guy since I brought age up? 41. 1 year, $15 million contract. Okay. All right. Yeah. Again, this has to be because they expect Bradish to come back. They expect Rodriguez to also stay healthy. They're going to have Dean Kramer. Well, that's three dudes right there. Even if you throw Wells into the mix, fine. Trevor Rogers is an option, even though he broke his arm or something. I don't know. I can't remember what the hell Trevor Rogers did. I don't know if I really care because, as far as I can tell, he's not somebody to be talking about yet, or at least not that much. Cade Povich seems to be a real good option. He looks like he will start the year in the minors. I guess it's not for sure. The Orioles could go with a six-man rotation, but I don't think they're going to. Chase McDermott, Dylan McDermott, Dermot Mulroney, Chase McDermott. Yeah, Chase McDermott is another farm starting pitcher they have. Seems okay. Again, they have options, so it would appear that they only need a starting maybe two starting pitchers, or well, technically three, because they didn't sign another one for this year, and we'll see what happens going forward. But another old guy. I mean, so whatever. Another signing, another 1 year signing, even though there is options for, say, next year, but I think is it a player option or a team option? I can't remember. How much was it? Article written also by Rod Kabako, $10 million for Andrew Kittredge, who, spoiler alert, keeping pitchers healthy, not an option. Had what? One outing in spring training, and now he's got to have what they call rebridlement or debridlement of his in his knee, or going in there and cleaning up stuff. You gave him $10 million, and he's got to have surgery. He won't even start the year. Be lucky if 3 months into the season and he's on your roster. Bad decisions, just bad decisions. You may be thinking, where they have room for a guy like Kittredge? Well, yeah, Webb and Coulomb gone. Wonderful decisions. Wonderful decisions. Another article written by Rock Kabako. This is a very recent signing. I think I saw it last night, and whatever Twitterverse alert it was like 45 minutes ago, and this was at night, late at night. I mean, you can see Rock Kabako here, 9:15 p.m. $5.25 million to Kyle Gibson for a 1-year deal. Well, Grayson Rodriguez starting a year on a DL or IL, injured list. Thought they needed another starter. They didn't want to go with Cade Povich or Albert Suarez in the rotation, which I get. I do like the idea of Albert Suarez in the bullpen. And we'll get to let's do a roster page here where it has the depth chart and names for a rotation and names for a bullpen here. I do like the idea of Suarez being in the bullpen. One, he has had fairly good success from the bullpen, and he can come out and give you 2-3 innings or what have you. And at the same time, it is nice to have a guy like him who can make a start for you on the roster, not scheduled to be a starter. Things happen, and whatnot. Oh, so such and such pitcher warming up in the bullpen, he can't go now. It's happened. It's happened to Orioles. It's happened to probably every team in Major League Baseball. Maybe not in the same season, but so having that is very beneficial to you. So Suarez not slated to be in the rotation. They do have 6 men listed on this rotation here. Part of that is because Gibson was just recently added, and I guess they didn't feel confident enough in who was being moved off to take a name off, so they just added Gibson. Eflin, and we're talking about the order here. I think we do have 2 confirmed. The first 2, Eflin, opening day starter, Charlie Morton, game 2. Dean Kramer, Sagano, who is the 3 and who is the 4? To a certain extent, it is up in the air, but to a certain extent, I feel like this organization knows Dean Kramer, so in my opinion, he's going to be your 3rd man in the rotation. How long does that last? Who knows? I mean, Kyle Bradish is still in the mix somewhere. So is Tyler Wells, again, at some time this year. Grayson Rodriguez is still in the mix. In the mix. How long will he miss? Don't know. Does depend on how his second spring training is going. How his second spring training goes. Then Sakano, probably the 4th, and plan right now. I assume Kyle Gibson is ready to pitch. I don't know if he's been working out. Is his arm stretched out? I mean, they just signed him. Was he working out somewhere? That I don't know. But to a certain extent, he's the 5th man in the rotation. He wouldn't be scheduled to pitch until what? Thursday or Friday? That's kind of a long way away. You have time to decide if you want Kyle Gibson to take that start or if you want Cade Povich or maybe you want Albert Suarez to take that start. It's possible. But to a certain extent, I think Povich is going to be left off the opening day roster because as you see here in the bullpen, the list is Dominguez, Aiken, Cano, Soto, Perez, Baker, Suarez, Felix Bautista not listed there. So, if Felix Bautista can't make the opening day roster, you're not going to go with 6 starting pitchers. It's not going to do you any good. Unless you feel like you want to give Gibson a few outings from the bullpen to get him ready for a start, which is possible. I mean, as far as a pitcher goes, he's an old guy. I mean, he's younger than I am. So he knows what to do. It's just, is his arm physically ready to go out there? Is it stretched out enough to be able to throw 80 to 90 pitches an outing? Tough to say. If Bautista can't go opening day, it does look like Dominguez will be the closer. Kittredge was supposed to help with that. He was supposed to be a setup man / closer. She signed for $10 million on a 1-year deal. I feel like you could have gotten Coulomb for that. Or you could have kept Coulomb for less than that. Because Coulomb took what? A $6 million deal with the Twins? Actually, let me look that up. I don't know how to spell it. No, I don't. How do you spell? Oh. Yeah, I can't spell. Oh, there you go. Oh, well, according to the Google search here, MLB.com, contract with the Twins, 1 year, $3 million plus performance bonuses. The Orioles couldn't do that? I mean, is this old? No, it says February 7, 2025. So the Baltimore Orioles didn't, have any confidence in Stanley Coulomb's arm? What? Where did that come? I guess because of the bone chip injury that he had last year, started what, about the middle, and he couldn't come back until what, September-ish? You didn't want to give him $5 million? Half of what Kittredge was. Huh? I kind of understand Webb not being here. Because again, you look at the names on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 names. Batista would make 8. How much money do you have to pay Webb? Well, Webb signed for like $2 million. I don't know, man. Of course, the trouble with that is options. They don't have options. Not that any of these yahoos do either. Except for maybe Cano and Baker. And maybe Suarez. So, yeah, I'm really surprised that they let Coulomb go. Especially seeing what the Twins are paying him. Must have had zero confidence that his arm would hold up. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, that has to be what it is. How would you not pay Danny Coulomb $5 million if you thought his arm would hold up? If you thought his arm would hold up, $5 million is a steal from what I saw from Danny Coulomb. So, I mean, man, I didn't see anything about an injury. I mean, I didn't see anything that says that he was having arm problems again. So, it's very puzzling why they let Coulomb go. Because looking at this list, Aiken, Soto, and Perez. So you got 3 left-handers. You felt like you didn't have room for another lefty. I mean, I kind of feel like Coulomb, for the most part, aside from the injury, outperforms Soto and Perez. Whatever. I mean, it's fine. Do whatever. It's just me speaking here before the season even starts. We'll wait until we get into the season and see what happens. Am I right or am I wrong? Are you, Michael Elias, an idiot, or are you a genius? We're going to see. All right, so let's wrap this up here. Recap some things that happened with the Baltimore Orioles and their pitching staff over the off season. Bradish and Wells still not going to be ready to go. No real timetable has really been talked about because it really looks like middle of the year. I mean, especially with Bradish recovering from Tommy John surgery he had in the middle of last year. That's about when he's going to come back if he has a shot. It can take a year. Like, it can take a year. So that's what we're looking at. Wells the same way. And yeah, it wasn't exactly the same thing, but to a certain extent, you got to build your arm back up. That does take a while as well. And Grayson Rodriguez having elbow issues. Figures, right? But the organization is hopeful that Rodriguez will only miss a month. Cool. Major League Baseball veteran and Japanese veteran Charlie Morton and practice his name Tomoyuki Sagano signed in the offseason. $15 million and $13 million respectively. They're going to fit in their rotation. Looks like Charlie Morton is going to be 2. Sagano looking to be the 4th starter. They're up there in years. One's 41, the other's 35. It's kind of high for a pitcher. We'll see. Especially with the difference in the Japanese rotation than the American rotation. One's 6, one's 5. More frequent starts. We'll see how that goes. A bullpen signing, a high leverage reliever / closer, Andrew Kittredge, was signed for $10 million, another 1-year deal. Injured, probably missing 2 to 3 months. Yay! Wonderful! You know, the doctor or whatever member of the training staff that performed that physical should be fired. Whatever. Kyle Gibson, more recent signing to add starter depth to the rotation. Very cheap, $5 million-ish contract, 1 year. That's fine. So, I feel like a lot of talk has been, who's going to start this? Who's going to start... Look, they had Eflin. They signed Morton. They signed Sagano. They had Kramer. Now they got Gibson. They got Povich. Trevor Rogers got injured. Chase McDermott. Okay, sure. Maybe they needed to make a few moves. I am kind of shocked of how little the bullpen was shaken up. For the most part, we're familiar with all these names. Kittredge, with the injury, was the one. Dominguez, Aiken, Cano, Soto, Perez, Baker, Suarez, all returning. Suarez moving to the bullpen with the additions to the rotation. That meant that there was little to no room for Jacob Webb and Danny Coulomb, some of the workhorses for the past 2-ish years for the Orioles bullpen. No longer with the team. And it's not like they were poached by a big spender. Orioles just didn't want him back. Jacob Webb I kind of get because, again, where did he fit in? But Danny Coulomb, I'm not sure I agreed there. Really? Best guess is they didn't think his arm would hold up. And they thought with Aiken, Perez, and Soto, they had enough lefties in the bullpen. Still don't get it. It's something I think I'm going to try to pay real attention to in Danny Coulomb's season. I feel like he had a good 2 years here in Baltimore. I don't know why they didn't want to have him back. I don't really understand. I'd have let Perez go before Coulomb. But again, that's assuming Coulomb's arm is fine. Maybe it's not. What do I know? Oh, I think I wanted to... When is this? It's next Friday. It's this coming Friday, isn't it? Right? No. Come on, Internet. Is it Thursday or Friday? No. Win big during Brother Services. No noise. That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's the button I wanted. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, there you go. Regular season. What is it? Thursday. Season scheduled for Thursday in Toronto. Now, I will do at least one more video. Talk about the offense. Plan is for me to do that Monday. A few days ahead of the opening of the regular season. That's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for, again, the plan is Monday. And I'll talk about the offense and some of the changes that were made. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.